Dylan, you're back at the Fly playing for Hustle in 2023. How does that feel?
I'm initially just so excited to get back to the Sixers game. And last year, Hustle, it was such a nice team, and everyone on it was just lovely. Like it was such a great team environment. So hoping some of those players come back and it's a very similar environment this year. Yeah.
And you've also been selected as the Hustle Women's Team Icon, meaning that you're somebody who embodies the ethos of the Fly and can be an inspiration for that next generation of Sixers player. What does that mean to you?
Initially, I was very shocked to get the email, but it feels like such a compliment knowing that like you guys have picked me to try and inspire the next generation. And like being a younger player, having so many lacrosse role models, like it's quite nice to be in that position now.
And obviously, you reached the final with Hustle last year at the Fly, but you couldn't quite get over the line in the end and lift the trophy. But how was that whole experience for you?
The whole tournament, it was quite intense having 3 days of lacrosse, but it was so much fun and I loved every second of it. Very gutting not to kind of finish with the win, but hoping that this year we can go one more step and win the tournament.
And is there anything, do you think, that you learned from last year that you might be looking to use at the Fly this year?
Yeah, so like Sixers is such a quick game. So for me, I found like I needed to control the mental side of it. So like forgetting if a goal went in, like it's a quick turnaround, especially as a goalie, kind of restarting the play. You've kind of just got to forget it and move on initially to try and get that goal back on your side.
And just a question about being a goalkeeper in the Sixes format.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Like obviously, the goalkeepers are really involved in the Sixes game.
Yeah, so I've loved sixes, like maybe even more than tens, just because how much more we're involved. Like we can impact the attacking side of play as well as defense, and we get so many more shots. Like, and you can know that you get shots, whereas in tens, like you could go a whole match with getting only 10 shots maximum. So it's quite nice to be involved a lot more.
You'll be working with the same coach as you did last year in Evie Stevens. She's a coach. She's got a lot of coaching experience. So what's it like working with her?
It was amazing. Evie's such a great coach, and like I think like we need to credit us getting to the final on her quite a bit. As she let us play like, and it felt like we had no pressure on us. Like if we made a mistake, like it wouldn't come back and bite us in the arse or anything. Like she was such a nice coach, and I can't wait to play with her again because I think she will take us that one step further.
And finally, just up to this point, you're obviously the only Hustle player that's been announced as part of the 2023 team. There's going to be a few more announcements in the coming weeks. But what type of player are you hoping will join you?
So I'd be more than happy to get any of the Hustle players back from last year, especially like Julie Wise or Beam, and like I think they were like the driving force behind our team and definitely helped push us over the line to get to that final. But I think like in general, two-way midi is probably one of the best players to have in a Sixers team. But after being at the Bucks Sixers and us having straight attackers on the team, like any like Sixers is anyone's game. Like you could just get a random player, but then them be amazing at Sixers. So just quite excited to see who is going to get picked for Hustle.
Is there a specific type of defender that you like to have in front of you in the Sixes, or is it all about those players that can do both?
Defense wise, I think just someone who's loud, communicates, but also just is very team playery because that's what it is. Like you need to work in a system with each other, and just especially when you go like one or two down, you need to have that communication and like that defense knowledge there. But apart from that, I think yeah, two-way middies are the baseline, but you can have anyone there.